Welcome to County Portal, your simple source for local government services and public records. Let's get started.
Can a U.S. president issue a pardon that doesn't specify the crime? This is a huge constitutional question about the limits of presidential power. The Constitution, in Article 2, Section 2, gives the president the power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, except in cases of impeachment. The language is very broad, and that's the heart of the debate. Historically, pardons have almost always named the specific crime or a specific set of actions, like when President Carter pardoned Vietnam War draft evaders. But the most famous and relevant example is President Gerald Ford's pardon of Richard Nixon. Ford's pardon was preemptive, meaning it came before any charges were filed. It was also broad. It covered all offenses against the United States which he has committed or may have committed during his time as president. Notice, it didn't list specific crimes like obstruction of justice or conspiracy. However, it was critically limited to a specific time frame, his presidency. This is the closest we've ever come to a non-specific pardon, and its legality has never been successfully challenged in court. So, what are the arguments? Supporters of a broad pardon power say the Constitution doesn't require specificity. They argue the framers intended this power to be a flexible tool for mercy and national healing, as Ford argued was necessary after Watergate. The Supreme Court case Ex parte Garland from 1866 affirmed that the pardon power is very broad and extends to every offense known to the law. On the other hand, critics argue that a completely open-ended pardon, one without even a time frame, would be an abuse of power. How can you pardon an offense if you don't know what it is? A pardon is meant to forgive a past act. A truly blanket pardon could be seen as an attempt to place an individual entirely above the law, which goes against the core principles of American justice. Almost all legal scholars agree that a pardon for future crimes is invalid. You can't give someone a license to break the law. The real debate is about past, unknown crimes. Ultimately, the Supreme Court has never ruled on a truly blank check pardon with no time limits or context. The Nixon pardon, while broad, was still tied to a specific event and period. A pardon that just says "I pardon this person for any and all federal crimes they have ever committed" remains untested legal territory. It would undoubtedly trigger a constitutional crisis and a massive court battle. Thanks for watching. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this interesting, please consider subscribing for more deep dives into legal questions.